These days, I know you do a lot of study online. Yeah, you study how to do the online Gong bass, right? And you sum up a very good result. So I'd like to ask you some question about how you operate the online Gong bass and how people feedback.
Oh, okay.
And before that, please subscribe our channel and hit the notification bell and give a thumb up. If you support us, you can leave a comment below. Yeah.
Oh, yes. We often forget to say, don't forget to leave comments
Yeah.
because we really do welcome your feedback.
Yes.
Answer the question.
Yeah, you did a lot of study.
Well, I've not just done study. I mean, I've done the practice as well now.
Yes.
I mean, basically, we did a bit of experimentation and messing around before we took the plunge and started offering Gong bars online. Why do people offer them now? Because of the kind of all over the world, people have been in this dreadful term lockdown. It's horrible. It sounds like people are locked in prisons. I mean, they've been required to stay at home for weeks at a time. In some countries, they're beginning to ease those lockdown rules, but we do feel as gong players that it's going to be a long time before the sort of big events that we used to do in public with lots and lots of people all in a space together.
You know, in London, the gong bass in London is very tight. Yoga mat between yoga mats is about how many inches?
Well, there we are.
4 or 5 inches.
So I mean, it's going to be a while before. It's going to be a while, even when people aren't in this awful thing lockdown anymore. They might be able to go to the beach. They might be able to go to the park. They might even be able to go to the sort of a beer garden. But not so sure about the gong bath in the yoga studio or whatever it is.
I like to go nature.
So online gong bars, I don't think they're going to go away when people aren't in this kind of having to stay at home all the time anymore. I mean, I think it's a shift. I think it's a definite shift, and I think also gong players are going to get better at giving online gong bars. The technology has not been easy it's not designed for, the stuff that the Facebooks and the YouTubes and the Zooms are not designed for gong bars.
Not designed for gong concert.
They're even, people have been using, for me, I was researching the platforms, and also the other thing is that most gong players haven't got expensive cameras to shoot with. They're doing it with their phones. So
don't forget, 90%, 95% of the gong players is solo. They got to play the gong, so the singing bowl, very busy. They got to set up camera and then record
technical hurdles to get over. There are some helpful software and apps, and people do share and swap advice and so on. But the other thing is, what about the other end? Never mind the gong player. What about the person who, more to the point, this is really what I want to focus in on, is what about the person in their lockdown at home who's going, oh, I can't go to a gong bath anymore. Is this going to be any good as an experience?
Yes.
This is the thing, Yi Ling. Never mind the problems we have. What about at home? What about the person at home? How useful and how beneficial is it going to be compared to a normal gong bath? And what do you need to get the most out of it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm also curious because, like this morning I tell you, we don't know how the audience, how the listener, they play, what kind of device and how loud they play, and what kind of situation when they are browsing the internet.
Absolutely.
Listening.
We as gong players, when we're giving gong baths, we're used to creating the environment into which people come and experience the gongs. We have we try and make it tranquil, and when they're in that space, they're kind of in that environment that we've made conducive to the experience. When we're giving an online gong bath, well, we may have created a conducive experience to play the gongs in, but what about at the other end?
We don't know.
We don't know. No. We're playing to all these different people. We've no idea. So there are some bits of advice that we can give that I feel. This is also informed as much as anything by feedback that we've got from people who've filtered back to us. Although this is only a few weeks that we've been doing, anybody's been doing this really. We have got some. In fact, you got some even this morning, didn't you, Yi Ling? You were telling me about somebody, because we think, okay, how do you experience them? Well,
what kind of device?
We first of all, we think it's. Personally, we think it's important that there's some kind of visual element, because I've got a feeling that many people, when they experience gong bars at home, then they're not necessarily going to be lying down in a darkened room.
Yes, some,
but many will be sitting up, and then it's nice actually for them to have something to look at, even only some of the time. So I think it's nice if it's visually attractive and it's not just some blurry, half dark kind of environment where they can't really see what's going on. Because people in normal gong bars often say to me, oh, it would be great if we could see what you were doing, Gordon, but we know it would distract from lying down in the dark. They can't do both. Well, actually, in an online gong bath, you can do both. So we think it's quite important. It looks nice, that what's going on, it looks attractive.
So the first tips is...
Well, for the gong player, for it to be to look nice and try and
how about the audience?
No, well, I'm talking about the audience. Because a lot of people perhaps are watching this. We don't know this for sure. People have big TVs.
No, I mean the tips for the audience.
I'm talking about tips for watch it on a big TV. It's an interesting idea. But the key thing, of course, is the hearing.
Okay.
Good loudspeakers or good headphones.
Or good headphones.
Many people like headphones, and as I said, Yi Ling got some interesting feedback this morning about AirPods. Do you want to tell the viewers about that?
One feedback to us is one lady, she listened our online gong bass several times, and once she shared with me, very appreciate. She said that once she put the AirPod and she lay on the bed, she feels like more, like you say, immersed. And once she plays the speaker from the speaker, because there's the environmental noise. So she feels that maybe
more distracting.
More distracting. So the gong, she can feel the vibration of the gong through the speaker from the edge. But the small instrument, she hardly can feel because the environment.
I would say that if you've got a really good sound system, it's great, and no other distracting noises, then that's a fantastic environment. If you've got a big, people have got these, what do they call them? Home cinema systems. So, it's a big TV with surround speakers or soundbar. If you've got one of those setups, great, I think, for this online gong bath. Otherwise, how about not the cheapo in-ear headphones? If you've got, I've got that I use in my studio work, that over the ear headphones, they can be very useful because they can blot out the environmental sound. But the in-ear ones, if you spend a little bit of money, I know the AirPods are quite expensive, but you can get really quite good ones for not too much money, and they can be great. And I think we've had some recommendation that they work really well.
I want to share
immersive. That's the word. Immersive with the headphones.
I want to share another feedback from the audience. She said that she played also by AirPod, the headphone, the little headphone, AirPod Pro, AirPod Pro. She lay there, because she is a yoga teacher too. So she's quite sensitive. She can feel that from the 2 ears, the resonance come from her body. She can feel that her Ida, the left nadis in yoga, and Ida and Pingala is the right, and so the two nadis, all the energy, some energy and some vibration, go to the central Shushumana, the central nadis. She feels very good, the vibration from two sides going to the center. She can feel really beneficial, the vibration.
Now, one thing that we haven't,
feedback.
One thing that we haven't mentioned with online gong bars, which I think is actually really important. I've created this series that we're using at the moment. Called Together in Spirit. This is the term I've come up with. Together in Spirit, because, I had this idea, everybody's isolated, all in their different spaces, at home or whatever, not seeing other people, and yet the gongs can bring everybody together in this magical way. And so that's kind of the title of the series. Some of them are public on the social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook and so on. Some of them are for corporate isolated home workers, and rehab centers. I've done them for as well. And
I have the group,
and we have, and you've got your private group. Now the thing is, the idea with Together in Spirit isn't just like a kind of a slick title. It's actually an intention. And I think this is the important point to make. Remember, with the online gong bars, is that this power of intention, and the whole idea of sort of distance sound therapy really comes into its own with online gong bars. And this has been some of the feedback I've got. I've got this friend in London who's quite an experienced and high up Reiki master on the council in England, a Reiki council. And she said that she feels as though this is the way, this is the future.
The future.
This is the future. And she, I know, very much had in mind this kind of therapeutic aspect that you can, with this power of intention, which we always emphasize when we're talking about gong bars, this important element of the gong bar it has an even more powerful potential, I think, when we're considering this Together in Spirit notion, in online gong bars.
So if you want to join us, join our online gong bars, please check. QR code here.
And also, please leave your comments and anything that you'd like to ask questions of us, like some more information, or or some experiences that you've had of this, of online gong bars. Leave some comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
The new era is coming or arrived.
I think we're in it now.
So I'm very excited and happy to share the new inspiration with you. So if you have any comments or any requests,
we're exploring it. I mean, we like to explore it together with the people that are tuning in. So yes, come with us on our explorations
here. And this is our short clips of the little gong bars. The real gong bars, but the short clips.
Okay, good.
See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.